we said we were going to run through it, and then I was going to say, like I said, if
We're just doing what we can.
it goes a little squirrely, how about that? We're doing the best we can.
In D, right? Howdy. That's it. That's my country and western show for the day. Wasn't it authentic? Exactly how you'd expect a Jewish kid from Skokie, Illinois to sound when he says howdy. There it is. Nice to see you all. Happy Sunday morning. Nice, chilly, breezy day. And let's begin with a song. You're all invited to sing along. No rhyme intended. Here we go. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Yeah, that was it. That was my rock and roll moment. That's all I got.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek, and I'm Carolyn Jansen.
And I'm Carl Jansen. Glad to be here with you guys. You're on the wrong page.
I am. It's good
Okay.
to be on the right page.
You're on the right page.
Good.
She's always on the right page.
So please join me in welcoming our musician, Daniel Nahmod. My heart always opens when you're in the room. It's just amazing. Your music is so uplifting. And of course, we have our own Joey on bass and Larry on drums. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us.
So we skipped something very important on our script. That's why I was playing games with my wife. Today is birthday Sunday. And for all you other September birthday children, moi too, please stand so we can sing a happy birthday song. Oh, good.
Oh, Irene. Oh, lovely.
All right, I've been practicing. Here we go. Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to friends. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Reverend Kristtin will deliver today's message, and today's message is entitled Affirming Life.
Before we begin, I invite you to turn off your phones or turn them to silent as we enjoy this sacred time together.
And now let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Ohlone, Bay Miwok, and Yukot's land.
We honor its ancestry, and we are grateful for those who came before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living, and our vision for the world is we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
Our mission is who we've come here to be. Please join me. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
If you are with us for the first time, welcome. We hope that you'll feel free to raise your hand so we may acknowledge you. Are there any first-timers today? Peter, you've been here before. But please, everybody, do visit our bookstore across the patio after the service. If you are new and didn't raise your hand, that's fine, and there is a welcome packet available for you. If you need help in receiving this, please ask an usher who will guide you to the bookstore. We hope you'll choose to stay and meet some of us on the patio after service.
And there are connection cards that are available, and they're in the seat pockets in front of you. And these are for everyone. With this card, you can submit a prayer request for our prayer team, and we'll pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information, so please place your card in the basket later in the service. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website.
Greetings, one another. Please consider comfort levels when you're hugging one another before and after services. And we do welcome you to socialize on the patio after service or, of course, visit the bookstore.
Our campus is open for on-site classes and groups. Masking is optional, although we recommend masking indoors, and it is very important that we mask while singing. You can put them on and take them back off, but when we're singing, when you guys are participating in singing, we need to have masks on. We have several activities to highlight this week.
Hold the High Watch with the entire worldwide unity movement on World Day of Prayer. Join Reverend Kristin and the prayer chaplains this Thursday, September 8th, for a special service, including sacred music, meditation, and a message from Ukraine and Russian friends, and a candlelight closing on the labyrinth. Kristtin, what time is that?
7 o'clock.
7 p.m.
I asked the same question at 9:30. Unity is hosting a women's retreat. You should be saying this one on September 17th, so that's a couple weeks. Join our 3 presenters for an enriching day filled with joyful healing movements, personalized meditation techniques, and a nourishing lunch. Is there any more to add to that?
There's still room for you to sign up. I hope you will take advantage of that. I've just been having a longing to be with the sisters, and it was a vision. I remember talking to you, Pam, about this longing, and now it was happening just as we were speaking about it. Unity's Earth Care team invites you to the coastal cleanup at Martinez Regional Shoreline on September 17th. Come together and we'll pitch in and create a cleaner coastline amidst new and old friends.
And I'll just add, we'll have lunch there together. It's really a fun experience. It's really more camaraderie than anything, but when you're all done, you have the joy of knowing you helped clean up an area that needed cleaning for the benefit of all. Bring a picnic and join us on the lawn for our last summer concert on Friday, September 23rd. The 360s, that's John Shin and his guys, will be on the patio, bringing rich harmonies to your favorite rock and roll songs and folk songs. Please see our website for details for all of our events, and you can also pick up flyers and register for events in the bookstore.
And now I invite Susan Angeles to the platform for some exciting news about the fall fundraiser. Susan.
We can sit back here.
Am I on? Yeah.
You're on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, step right up to Carnival by Unity, the 2022 Unity of Walnut Creek fundraiser. We got juggling. We got magic. We have food made by the world-renowned Unity of Walnut Creek Men's Group. We got desserts, we got baskets, we got face painting, we got all you want to have. But let me let you in on a secret. It takes all of us to make something like this happen. So what we need, are you a maker? Do you provide a service? Is there some gem that you can donate for the silent auction? Are you a baker? Talk to Susan Monroe. Talk to Linda Rexroth. I forgot. Susan did it for years. Talk to Linda Rexroth. She's organizing the bakers this year. Are you good at making baskets for causes or something? That's Susan Monroe. Can you donate your time? Can you donate your efforts? Most importantly, will you buy a ticket and will you come? Because that's what we need to make this a success. So come one, come all to Carnival by Unity.
I'm counting down the days, Susan, because it's going to be really, really fun. As we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath and affirming our statement of faith. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We'll begin with a reading of a poem, followed by music, guided meditation, and silence.
God, all the things I thought were God are not. If I were quiet, I would see the beauty in a sun-drenched cloud, pure simplicity of a daisy growing and dying, beautiful butterflies spanning wonderful wings in midair, chaos of wind calculating madness through my own hair. Maybe then I just know God is all this beauty I see and feel and am. I am, God is, we are.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment. my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Let's take a nice, big, conscious breath. That may have felt so good, you might like another. The very breath of life moving through our beings. God breathing us. That's life. So now we become more aware of every breath that we take. Pure life moving through our beings, bringing aliveness to the cells of our bodies and expansion to our chest and opening up our hearts, expansion to our minds, relaxing. Feel our shoulders drop, for we have come home, place of peace. So another conscious breath, allowing us to settle the center of our beings, opening up the portals of our hearts. Very breath of life breathing us alive and well, centered and grounded right here, right now. I invite you just to pick a place where your breath rises and falls, perhaps the rising and falling of your chest. Maybe deep in your being where the belly expands and contracts, letting your belly relax once and for all. As we enter these few moments of silence, just let the breath of life move through us. Quiet and thanksgiving we receive in the silence. And now we let the breath move through us like the ocean breeze. All the way through our beings, from front to back and back to front. Opening, letting go, letting the breeze of Mother Ocean shake out whatever is no longer needed. Bringing forth into forward motion the breath of spirit that animates our being. Our bodies become like a sieve. The very breath of God moves through us. Souls are ready, open. And so we receive and listen and act. And so it is.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Want to sing that with me? Get ready, my soul. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love, to the deepest kind of love, the sweetest kind of life, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I have made a decision about my life. It may be a strange surprise to some. I have always thought I wanted what so many want, but it's to a different conclusion that I've come. I see water rushing through an ancient riverbed. I see snowfall floating high up on a hill. I see an eagle soaring to the red horizon. And I know that's how I am meant to live. Oh, I need to be free. I will go where the wind will carry me. To be free, oh, to be free. You won't see me playing any kind of lottery. You won't catch me wishing on a falling star. You will find me wherever I am called to be, wherever kindness and beauty are. For I think of all mankind as my family. This entire precious planet is my home. So let others build their borders, walls, and boundaries. I will fly above them all, even if I must fly alone. Oh, I need to be free. I will go where the wind will carry me. To be free, oh, to be free. Oh, when I hear a child singing, when I see a dolphin swimming, when I watch a dancer moving like the wind, it's a calling, it's a vision, it's a voice, and I must listen. So today, this very day, I'm stepping in. Oh, I need to be free. I will go where the wind will carry me. To be free, to be free. I will go where the wind will carry me. To be free. Oh, to be free.
Thank you, Daniel. I remember the story of the Water album. Came out of his sabbatical in Utah. Not a place you normally think of as flowing with water, but a red, rocky, dry area. And that tapping in to the life beneath all that dryness. It's a good day for it, isn't it? A good week for it. Yeah, because there is life everywhere present. Welcome to everybody who's online. Thank you for joining us today. We have one brave soul outdoors. But I can attest she's in round 2. She came first time around. Oh, it's good to be together, isn't it? Yeah. And it's good to come together to affirm life. That's what we're about today. That's what Unity's about, isn't it? Very much so about affirming life, about seeing the goodness in life, of calling forth the goodness in life, appreciating life. And all of that allows us to feel more alive, to feel more of that oneness with the spirit of truth that we are. Sometimes we get confused or waylaid or off the mark, right? Once in a while we forget about affirming life. Things happen in our lives and we get kind of caught up in those, or we think that there must be something better than what is before us right in this moment. Such was the case with the young maiden who a king gave this wonderful gift. He had just wanted to bring favor to her for whatever reasons, and he gave her this large bag of pearls of great value. And he said, you may keep one of those pearls, but here's the way it's got to go. You're going to take one pearl out at a time, and you can decide in that moment whether you're going to reject that pearl or that's the one you're going to keep. And if you reject it, that's it. You can't take it back. You have to go for another one. She was all for the game. She's going to get to go away with a beautiful pearl, pretty exciting. unexpected wealth and luck she's feeling. So she dives into the bag and she pulls out this gorgeous pearl. I mean, luminescent, beautiful, large, great pearl. And she thinks, wow, if that's my first draw, you know there's going to be some better pearls in here, right? So she decides to let it go. She dives in again and she brings out another one. Pretty gorgeous pearl. Not quite up to par with the first, but it is beautiful. And she thinks there must be another one in here. So she lets it go. And so it goes like this over and over again, each time digging deeper into that bag, thinking there must be another one in here that is even better than this one. But pretty soon the bag's getting light and the pearls are getting smaller and dirtier and more flawed. Occasionally she even pulls out a pebble. And she comes to the end of the bag. It is empty. She's rejected all of them and she goes away empty-handed. It's so much like life, isn't it? So much like the world that we live in, where we are constantly told that more is better, that there's something better to reach for. Even in our own spiritual teachings, we can kind of take it a little too far with the becomingness, can't we? Where we think it's just there's always more to be and better to be. And certainly that is a part of the juice of life, but it can get a little overdone. And our society will mirror that, because underneath those lack beliefs that say more is better or never enough or you are not worthy, right? But yet that pearl of great price is, of course, the divinity within us. Richard Rohr calls it the immortal diamond. We could call it the immortal pearl. It is that very essence, that value, that sense of life, that heartbeat of life that is inside of us, that is also one with a divine spirit that comes forth from that source. And it's that we want to affirm. It's that truth that we want to affirm in us, in each other, and in all life. In the 12 powers of humankind, one of our key unity teachings, life is one of those powers. If you're not familiar with the 12 powers, they include things like faith and love and wisdom and strength, understanding, and life itself, one of those powers. It's located in the reproductive organs. It's part of that creativity, that physical creativity and co-creation power. And it's, of course, more than the physical. It's the spiritual, it's the mental, it's the emotional, it's the whole beingness, it's the individual and the collective, the very power of life. It's red in color to remind us of our humanity, of our physicality, but also our physicality that rests in spirit, in truth. The power of life is life itself, physical experience, and so much more. And so it's activating this power that allows vibrancy and vitality and creativity to come forth for us. It's in the thinking and the feeling and the speaking and the acting from this truth that we affirm life. When will the kingdom come? The disciples asked Jesus. And in the Gospel of Thomas, he said, the kingdom of God is spread upon the earth. You just don't see it. The kingdom of God is already here. It's spread upon the earth. You just don't see it. So often we think we need to transcend this world, right? We look around the world and we think, oh boy, we're in trouble. There's a lot of terrible things going on in the world. We just need to transcend it. And there is something to that idea of transcendence. But what Jesus is calling us to in this saying in the Gospel of Thomas is to see it. It's here. It's spread upon the earth. It's everywhere present. Even in the things that we say, oh, how awful that is, how terrible that is that that's happened, how it breaks my heart to think about this or that or to hear this news or that news. And we can all kind of collectively get into that place that tamps down life. And our work is instead to say, wait a second, the kingdom of God is spread about the earth. It's everywhere present. And so I can see it, I can hear it, I can feel it, if only I am willing, if only I am open, if only I am available to it, to that very essence of life, and to appreciate it, to affirm it, to know it. It's being present, right? It's being, when we are present in the moment, we become more aware of that life. When we slow down, we become more aware of that life. When I worked at Silent Unity, Unity's prayer ministry, the work is being steeped in prayer, affirmative prayer, 8 hours a day. You're just affirming. It's got to have a good effect, right? And then you get a half hour where you sit in this meditation chapel where people have been praying for decades and decades, 24 hours a day. So you're constantly in this kind of energy. You still can bring your troubles. I'm not saying that. You can still have your days when even affirmative prayer gets tiring, believe it or not. But for the most part, there is an openness, there is an awakeness, there is an alertness to life that can occur when we are steeped in that kind of practice. And I remember once, I'd never really seen an orchid up close or noticed it at that time, and I walked past one in the prayer room as I was coming back from the prayer vigil. It was like walking past these flowers, and noticing, normally I'd walk past them and I'd think, oh, those are really beautiful. And I would stop to smell them because I always stop to smell the roses. In fact, I can't help myself. Yeah, pretty nice. But that day, I remember this flower just drew me, and I really spent a few moments looking at the flower, and so much so that I felt like, oh my gosh, we need to cover her up. She is so exquisite. So it's that kind of stopping and noticing the profound beauty of life that moves us, that allows us to feel life, to recognize life, to affirm it. It's that kind of beholding that affirms life. The noticing that, oh yeah, isn't that pretty, is one thing, is one level, right? But the stopping, the noticing, the being with, the appreciation, the gratitude we give, that affirms life, allows it to fully blossom. And it's true for us, it's true for each other, it's true everywhere present, right? It's the flowers and the grasses and the trees and the human beings of earth, the animals of earth, all of it, all of life. We've got our work cut out for us. If we said, you know what, as spiritual beings, as folks in this unity community on this path, our charge collectively is to go out there and affirm life. We will all be very, very busy because there is so much to see and experience and affirm and lift up and be grateful for and allow to come alive very, very much right in front of us. Have you ever given someone a compliment and it's like as if you just watered a flower? It just resonated for them, it hit home, and somehow they just seem to almost blossom right there in your presence. And then it's really fun when it's a love fest and it goes back and forth, right? And you're both just blooming and vibrating, So it's that bringing forth, it's that speaking to, it's that seeing of life and calling it forth that is the charge of our work as people who walk this path of affirmative prayer. This Thursday, we have our World Day of Prayer. We've been doing this for, I don't know how many years. I've lost count, actually, that Unity has a World Day of Prayer, 24-hour period where we speak the names of all the people who have written in and sing and pray together and lift up together the whole world. It's a beautiful experience. At Unity Village, there's this whole ceremony and then a walking of the light back to the Silent Unity Chapel where people follow and then they go in the chapel and they read the names. It's so beautiful. And we do it here on Thursday night of World Day of Prayer Week. Every time we gather together. So we gather together in celebration of affirming our world, of affirming our individual lives, of affirming our community and everyone else in it and beyond all life. In Thomas 5, it also says, recognize what is in your sight and what is hidden will become clear to you. So really, Jesus turns it all on its head, right? When we go into the Gospel of Thomas, we get the other angle. Often we talk about, it comes from within. We see from within. And he's saying, no, look out. Look out and see it out there. And then what is hidden inside of you will arise. When you look out and you see the beauty around you, when you affirm the beauty in your brothers and your sisters and your siblings all around the planet, then the clarity will come. The knowing will come. The hidden treasure will be revealed to you. So the beholding can be done in lots of different ways, right? When we see with our physical eyes, we tend to see more crisp, clear images. Sometimes we need glasses for that, but we tend to see, the hard outlines of things. But if we look instead with a soft focus, we see differently. So if we intentionally move about our days with a soft focus, something different happens. There is a more open, expansive kind of beholding and holding space, a kind of seeing both the individual in front of us, but also the wholeness of that energetic being. And something shifts in that. It's a way of affirming life that helps us. It allows us to get to that place of affirming life. When I was a new minister, I got a little bit overwhelmed with all the needs that people had and all the concerns and heavy stories I would hear. And I thought, well, I have to do something differently because I'm just not going to be able to handle all this. And so I began to imagine for myself when somebody approached me to tell me what was going on in their lives, I actually imagined that my ears were enormous, like Dumbo ears, but in human form. And it really helped. It really helped. It was like this, and I heard them in a different way. It's not that I was like, concentrating on every word and detail. It was more like a hearing of the whole being. And so I could trust then that the salient points would be remembered or land. But in the meantime, the person was given much more space than just a listening with the human ears. And so it's really just with those two things, a softening of our focus and an expansion of our hearing, which is really, you see me doing this, which is really just an opening of the heart, right? And listening from that space. And so it's easy, really, it's simple to take a few different ways that we can go out into the world and say, I am a affirmer of life. I am a co-creator of life. I am a rebirther of life. I am somebody who is calling forth a life, who is seeing the life, who is seeing the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God that is spread upon the earth. And I do that by simply being present right here in the moment. It's not about what I'm becoming. It is about that, but we're not focused on that so much when we're present, when we're grounded, when we're just allowing ourselves to affirm life. So appreciating what is around us brings forth more clarity. Those hidden treasures become known for us. It's in the ordinary, everyday life that the mundane becomes infused with the sacred, or we can make it so by our willingness to be able to go to that place. The Zen layman Pang said in the 8th century, my daily affairs are quite ordinary, but I'm in total harmony with them. I don't hold on to anything. I don't reject anything. Nowhere is there an obstacle or conflict. Who cares about wealth and honor? Even the poorest thing shines. My miraculous power and spiritual activity, drawing water and carrying wood. What if throughout our day we thought about everything we were doing as our miraculous spiritual power? Think about your day, all the things you do every day, seemingly so mundane, right? Getting dressed in the morning, doing your dishes, making your breakfast, whatever it is that you do, sitting in your garden. I mean, it's your day, right? Taking your shower, whatever it is that you do. What if you approached it as if it was fresh and new and miraculous? I had a friend who was making her transition over a long period of time, and she was aware of that. And she said, everything is so alive. She said, when I stand in the shower and I feel the water begin to fall on my head, I feel absolutely exhilarated. I feel it, I notice it as it rolls down my body. I'm toweling off in the miracle of life and the appreciation of this body, of this incredible, magnificent creation and gift I have been given. Her gift to all of us who listened was to be reminded of the miracle of life in every moment. To be the bringer of life, the affirmer of life, the appreciator of life. It can change everything. It can heal everything. It can transform anything. And most of all, we're not changing anything. We're just bringing forth the truth. We're just naming it and claiming it and speaking to it. There's a Japanese story that Stephen Mitchell tells in the Gospel According to Jesus. And I'm just going to read it right from his. It's the subtitle is A New Translation and Guide to His Essential Teachings for Believers and Non-Believers. Oh, it's interesting when I look at you with my reading glasses, you're a little out of focus, so I'm getting to practice what I preach. 150 years ago, there lived a woman named Sono, whose devotion and purity of heart were respected far and wide. One day, a fellow Buddhist, having made a long trip to see her, asked, "What can I do to put my heart at rest?" Sono said, "Every morning and every evening, and whenever anything happens to you, keep on saying, 'Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever.'" The man did as he was instructed for a whole year, but his heart was still not at peace. He returned to Sono, crestfallen. "I've said your prayer over and over, and yet nothing in my life has changed. I'm still the same selfish person as before. What should I do now?" Sono immediately said, "Thank you for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever." And on hearing these words, the man was able to open his spiritual eye and return home with great joy. Sometimes it takes being affirmed ourselves so that we can feel and experience it before we are able to really carry it forward. We need each other. We need each other. We need to be loved as well as to love, to be appreciated as well as to appreciate. And so it was when the man felt it, when he experienced what it was like to be thanked for his complaints and to have this person say no complaints whatsoever, having borne witness to his concerns. He got it. He understood what it was like to be affirmed in the truth of his being. And we can do that for anyone, anywhere. It's powerful stuff. These teachings are about this, about affirming life, whether we are practicing in the literal sense what we say affirmative prayer, or it is affirmative prayer, right? When we are speaking truth. That is a prayer when we speak truth. Thank you is a prayer. No complaints whatsoever is an affirmation. It's in the negative, but it's still an affirmation, right? And then we can move to the truth that we want to speak, that we want to make firm, which is what an affirmation is. So expanding heart, opening heart, softening focus, whatever we praise increases. Happiness studies show that happy people are people who practice gratitude. And there's one level of happiness that they see distinctly that shows up over and over again when people feel gratitude. And then the level of happiness spikes when people not only feel it, but say it, express it. So whenever you find yourself wanting to say something kind and encouraging and truthful and joyful and complimentary, and you hold yourself back, think about that. I'm holding myself back from happiness. I'm holding myself back. And instead, here's the opportunity to affirm life before me. We don't know how it will be received, and it's really none of our business. It doesn't matter, because it could be a seed of goodness for that person who maybe isn't ready to receive. Or it could be like you just watered a plant and watched it grow right in front of you. We're not here to be attached to the outcome. We're here to affirm life. Wherever it takes hold, we just keep on blessing and bringing it forth. Daniel's going to tell a beautiful story, I hope, again. Are you telling that same? Doing the same one? Yeah. He's going to tell a story about, I'm not going to ruin the story. You see what I'm saying about that very point. I met with a man recently, and he was struggling through a situation, and I said, "How would it be if we took this action?" And he said, "That would feel like spring." And in that moment, I came alive. Because I know what spring feels like, don't you? It was poetry in motion. It was spirit in action. It was an ability to see into that place and bring into the room the feeling of spring. That's what affirming life is like. Even in the midst of very difficult circumstances, even in the midst of great conflict, we can say, you know what? What if we did this? And then we might say, it would feel like spring. What if I said this to that person? It might feel like spring. It will for me. You know the story of the Greek goddesses Demeter and Persephone? And Demeter is the mother of Persephone, and Persephone is abducted and goes down to Hades, and Demeter is angry because her daughter has been taken from her, and there's a whole thing that goes on with Zeus and so on. I won't go into all the details, but the negotiation ends with Persephone gets to come back for 2/3 of the year. And so during the time that Demeter has been grieving and been angry, winter comes, and the whole earth becomes barren and seemingly lifeless. And Zeus is really worried about the existence of humanity. And so he finally agrees, and they negotiate, and Persephone gets to come back. And so Persephone comes back, but because of the arrangements of things that have happened and the pomegranate seeds that have been eaten and so on, she has to go back to Hades for 1/3 of the year, but comes back to Earth 2/3 of the year. And when she comes back, it's spring. That's the beginning of spring. And everywhere that Persephone walks upon the earth, the flowers bloom. That's what it's like when you move through the world as an affirmer of life, a giver of life. Wherever you walk, the flowers are blooming. That's how important you are. That's how impactful your words are, your actions are, your thoughts are, your feelings are. And so if we align all of that with affirmative truth, we bring spring to all souls, including our own. That's really what it's all about, isn't it? That's what we're about, I think. Howard Thurman said, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and do that. Because what the world needs is for people to come alive. I don't know if you know about Howard Thurman. I bet you do. In 1899, he was born, literally right at the turn of the century. And when he was 14 years old, he went off on his own for a better life, for the things that he didn't have available to him in Florida at the time. And he packed up with great excitement, and he came to the train station, and he was absolutely brokenhearted and crestfallen to find out that he didn't have the fare needed to get on that train. And he started crying. And a man came up and said, "Why are you crying?" And when he told him, he paid his fare. And thank God that man affirmed life on that day, because Howard Thurman became the man that he was, that became spiritual advisor to such luminaries as Martin Luther King Jr., who met Gandhi in person, who educated all kinds of young people at Boston University and other places by asking the deep questions like, who are you really? And who do you want to be? Who wouldn't love to be in that class as a young person? He said he dedicated his autobiography to that anonymous man on the train platform by saying, "He restored my broken dreams." We never know, in the midst of our intentions to go out into life and to affirm life and to be that very affirmation of life, to be that spring in every step, to be the voice of hope and possibility and faith and goodness and appreciation. We never know that we might be restoring somebody's broken dreams. And by doing so, that we unleash them to their complete potential and purpose and passion in life. So we might as well just be it, because we never know what's going to come of it. But all that really will was goodness, right? And life. Yes. So the apex of aliveness is experienced when we open to, when we live life, when we look at the kingdom of God that is spread upon the earth, and we see it, and we recognize this clarity, this treasure within us that is stirring, and we affirm life, and we appreciate what we see. And we speak that truth, and we act that truth, and we appreciate it for ourselves and what is in us, and the miracle of every day, of every action that we take that is infused with sacred. That's how we affirm life. There's a lot of different ways. I've spoken to many of them today, and it's only scratching the surface. But it's our work to do. The world needs our affirmations. The world needs that aliveness, and we can do what makes us come alive by doing more of what literally makes each of us individually come alive, and also by being this affirmative presence in the world. So let's go out there and do that very thing. I invite you to affirm it with me. Wherever I affirm life, it comes alive and blossoms. I breathe life into life. And so it is.
Well, I am sure I'm the only person here who is the weirdo in their family, right? I'm the only one. Nobody else here has a family who thinks that you're nuts, right? I'm the only one. I'm going to assume that, but my family does think I'm nuts. I am the sentimental one, and the by far the emotional one, and the dreamer one, really. So I write these songs, 20-something years worth of them. My next album is my 23rd, and so I've always been like I said, I'm sure I'm the only one, but I've always been the weirdo in my family. And I am also a weirdo amongst musicians. This is the story that you were mentioning that I sort of inflicted on the first service. But I'm not always reminded of how weird I am as a musician, because the best summary I can give for my job is to sing nice songs for nice people. That's like what I tell people on planes, because there's nothing else to tell them. It's not like, I mean, in theory, I'm in the music business, but have you seen the music business? It's not that. I mean, it's good people, talented people, but it's not that. So a reminder that I had of a moment this morning, of a moment I had was spurred by this song that I don't often sing, and it's especially fun to sing with these talented guys over there. But for me, it's just another song about exactly what you're talking about today, about envisioning a world a little bit brighter, maybe because I was in it, like leaving a positive reverberation. I love the image of the grass, growing where you step, that kind of thing. I have always, and this is not to sound noble, it's actually a compulsion, and it's very inconvenient and expensive, and I wish I could suspend it for a few years so that I could actually have a music career in the music business. But instead, I just feel this urge to do that, to make as best I can the world a little bit sweeter with a song. I feel cranky too sometimes, and the codependent love songs, you don't believe me that I write depressing songs, but I absolutely do. But if you ask me what I want to do for a person I've never met who's sitting listening to me sing, I don't actually want them to have to be my therapist. This is like an instinct I don't have, if that makes sense. So I had a moment where this was very brightly illuminated, no kind of double entendre intended, is I sang at a songwriter night with songwriters who knew nothing about me, and there were three guys, I'm going to guess in their 60s and 70s, but I'm not much of a gauge of age anymore, if I ever was. But these guys were tired, and nothing I say about right now is judgment. They were tired, they had stubble, they all told stories about divorces, and they really did drink whiskey between their songs. and there were 4 of us on the stage with a guitar. I don't know if I was wearing this sort of like vaguely corporate-y shirt, but I was wearing something pressed, you know. You know what I mean? And like clean. They smelled like cigarette smoke. I've never smoked a cigarette. You know what I mean? Like it was like very, very square dude Danny and these guys. And every song those guys sang was sad and beautiful, but sad. And it was just heart torn open and life falling apart and misery. And by the way, most songs are about shadow stuff. And I love them like everybody else. You turn on the radio, except for like Motown or Stevie Wonder, it's Motown actually, you're not hearing that much crankiness and misery. You're mostly hearing crankiness and misery in different forms. So I sang this song in that context. And their response was, the guy who came right after me, when I finished, said, "Wow, that's the most positive song I've ever heard." And I'm like, that's not even remotely the most positive song I've ever written. So, anyway, that's the whole memory. I don't know if that was much of a story, but there it is. So here we go, a song from an album called Cornerstone. And thanks. Here we go. Just when I thought all hope was gone, just when I thought everything was going wrong, I lifted my eyes and I saw the light. Lifted my eyes to a new sunrise. Why give up hope? There is always hope. Why give up a dream? There is always another dream. Why give up a song that I love to sing? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Know what I mean. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Just when I thought that the world would end, I had another thought. I think I'll have it again. That everything good came from nothing at all. Everything good came when someone answered a call. Why give up hope? There is always hope. Why give up a dream? There is always another dream. Why give up a song that I love to sing? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Do 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 Can you imagine what it would be like if everybody did what a kindergartner knew was right? What a different world it would be if I looked after you and you looked after me. Just when I thought I should just give up, just when I thought despair had defeated love, I lifted my eyes to my baby's face. Look at those eyes, yeah, that's what I call grace. Why give up hope? There is always hope. Why give up a dream? There is always another dream. Why give up a song that I love to sing? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Why give up hope? a dream, there is always another dream. Why give up a song that I love to sing? You know what I mean, you know what I mean. Do 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 do. Gonna sing that. Do 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 do. Know what I mean. Do 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 do. Do you know what I mean? Do 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 do. Know what I mean? Do 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 do. You know what I mean?
Wowee. Michelle had me at the beginning, and then we went to a beautiful song, and then a meditation, and then this, oh my gosh, my heart is just so full. And I know that we need each other to be able to be in a community where I'm free to just say what I see and to reflect back the beauty. I mean, not everyone receives the beauty, receives the acknowledgement, and this is a place where we can just lavish it on one another. Thank you all. My gosh, I'd like to remind you that our prayer chaplains are available after service to provide personal prayer support. And if you're a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. And our prayer chaplains often wear the lavender stoles or a very colorful one. Thank you, Irene and Susan, for being with us.
So whether you have a joy or a concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Now let us open our hearts to the practice of giving. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
And for your convenience, there's a variety of ways to give financially to this community. In addition to checks and cash, you may download the Give app, or, and this is new, scan the QR code on the back of the yellow card in the front of you, and you'll be connected and you can pay right off of that, or set up bill pay through your bank. Those of you at home may click the donate button on the Watch Live page.
So I invite you to take your love offering into your hands, to bless it, and repeat our affirmation with me. Together, divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Oh, no. Okay, so one more song very quickly. Thank you for having me. Hope to see you at 2 o'clock for an hour and a half of music. The new album is pretty interesting and cool, and I'll sing a bunch of new songs from it today and a few old songs, and I'm old enough now that they are old. I have a table out there. Just stop by and say hi if you feel like it. I have a digital USB drive collection, which if you don't know what it is, you don't want it. And I have my wife's silver jewelry that I always travel with. Maybe you saw it last time I was here. But this is a new song, unreleased. The album's called Real. You can pre-order it, but it doesn't exist yet. It's maybe a month away. And I hope you enjoy this song. And actually, on the subject of today, I would have picked this song too, ironically or coincidentally. This is right there on the same theme. So I hope you enjoy this song. This is not a small song, so make it loud. This will guaranteed be the loudest part of the service. But I hope you enjoy it. I've been working very, very hard on this album, and it's really a pleasure to share this song with you. Here we go. Go ahead. Thanks, man. Okay, more in here for sure. Do you ever feel but try to ignore something real, something more. Well, your secret's safe, but by the way, I feel it too. So this is me. I've got to go. I've got no plan. I've just got to know what's calling me, 'cause I believe it's something true. And I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. If it's the last thing I ever do. Last thing I ever do. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. It's just a matter of time, yeah. I'm gonna find it. And when I do, I promise you it's gonna be real. I've never been the kind of guy to stride the stage, to own the night. I'd rather hide. I'd sooner ride along than drive. But in my dreams, how sweet it feels, from red to green, hands on the wheel. The moment's mine. It's finally time to bring on the light, and I'm gonna find it. 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 And I'm gonna find it. If it's the last thing I ever do, I'm gonna find it. It's just a matter of time, yeah. And when I do, I promise you it's gonna be real. Smiling at strangers, passing time. Am I still alive? Or staring down danger in overtime? What destiny is mine? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. If it's the last thing I ever do, I'm gonna find it. It's just a matter of time, yeah. And when I do, I swear to you, it's gonna be real. Gonna hold it in my hand, gonna taste it on my tongue. Gonna show it to the world, gonna tell them what I've done, yeah. Gonna see it with my eyes, gonna carry it in my arms. Gonna shout it to the wind, gonna feel it in my heart.
Ooh, I think you already found it. Come on up. You feel alive? All right. Let's bless our offering together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. Speaking of the goodness, here are our children. Come on in.
to see all of you. We have Maddie and Millie on stage, and we had the boys over there. They're sitting with their mom this morning, and now they're hiding. We were talking about World Day of Prayer is coming up in September. It's September 7th and 8th. Oh, this Thursday. Even better. And so we wanted to share with you our handy-dandy 4-column prayer. Any of you seen this before? It's so cool. Okay, so we're going to start with who. So, Millie, who do you want to start your prayer to?
Spirit.
Okay, Spirit. And then, Maddie, where do we want to send this prayer to?
Everywhere present.
Everywhere present. Okay, and then you guys get to pick what. What do we want to pray for? So we have lots of choices. Peace, just shout it out. Love, children, to be myself. Peace? Okay, all right. So we have a prayer, and then we give thanks, and then we can end it with amen, or namaste, or blessed be, or so it is. What do you want to do? And so it is. Okay, are you ready? All right, so we're going to start our prayer. Dear Spirit,
we're
everywhere present. We pray for peace. And we give thanks for all of the beautiful blessings in our life, for our wonderful community, for our family, our friends, all the lovely things that we have in our life. We thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
And so it is.
There's like a million different combinations for prayer, and so we wanted to share that with you today. And we look forward to World Prayer Day on Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you. That was like a 7-week affirmative prayer class wrapped up in a 2-minute youth ministry lesson. Let's bless our children, youth, and teachers. And we're going to send some blessings to you guys, too, even though you're acting shy. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. Thank you for sticking with the fullness of our service today. We had so much goodness with Daniel's music, and I hope you do come at 2 to enjoy some more of that. And so let's close out with our prayer of protection and our peace song together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. If you'd like to sing along, don't forget your mask for the peace song. You are the light and the love and the life on earth right now. So let your light shine, have fun, and spread joy. Thank you. That was great, Michelle. Thank you.